Hi there, welcome to this devotion. I know a man that found himself in the shower crying. It was the small hours in the morning, and the hardships of life took him to that tipping point. You know, that point where all your burdens suddenly seem too much. That point when all the hardships seem to just compound into this overwhelming feeling. He says he was sobbing all alone in the shower, and the burdens of life seemed so heavy that even breathing was difficult. And there on the floor, he made a choice. He made a choice of his eternal fate. And it's amazing that when we're in those darkest hours, the choices we make have the largest or the longest consequences. In the darkest hours that he was sitting there, he knew he had the means to end it all. And I'm telling you this because I admire the guy, because he chose to get up and he chose to focus on the eternal consequences that God had to offer instead of the temporary problems that he was facing. Yes, he told me he was there because of the choices that he had made and it was his own fault. But he knew he could make choices from there on that would lead into a future that would be different and hopefully better. Men around him speak highly of him, of the good he does for others, of the care and attention he gives to others, of the love he speaks of Jesus to others. And when this man tells me the story, I wonder, what is the lesson? What can I learn in my life from him? What can I apply to my life from him? There are days when my grandson comes and he sits on my lap and he puts his head on my chest and I put my arm around him and he puts his arms around me and I smile. Yes, I smile, yeah, but inside, like I glow and I smile. And I wish I could keep him there emotionally and spiritually all my life. But I know I've got to let him go. And he's got to go and figure this out for himself. And hopefully he will always hear a voice of mine as a voice of encouragement, a voice of wisdom as he navigates life. And hopefully when he finds himself crying in a shower, he will make the right choice. And none of us can avoid the tough times in life. Believing in God, being a follower of Jesus doesn't exempt us from the toughness of life, doesn't exempt us from the darkness that life does throw at us. And when we read the history of the relationship between God and humanity, when we read about it here in the Bible, one of the earliest things we read right in the beginning of the Bible is that God teaches humanity that God was with us even in tough times. Right here in Deuteronomy chapter 31, the fifth book of the Bible, right in the beginning, God says, I am the Lord your God, and I will go with you. I will never leave you. I will never desert you. And God proves this again and again in the relationships that God has with people. And this is how we are treated. God loves you. God loves me. God loves that friend of mine in the shower. God loves each and every one of us. And God will never leave us. No matter how dark or how far we feel we are from God, or you feel you're from God, God loves you. You and I, we live our lives like we are loved. We should be living our lives knowing that we are loved. No matter how tough it gets, no matter how dark it gets, we know we are loved. And that is how we should be living our life. I hope that you find yourself being so assured of the love of God that no darkness even questions that. No hardship would even bring doubt to that love that God has for you. May you live your life like you are loved. And may the Spirit of God assure you of God's love every step of the way, in every waking moment, in every dark place. Until we meet again, I hope you will always realize that God loves you.